Hi everyone, my name's Brogan and I am a lifestyle and travel blogger and vlogger under the name Brogan Tate. I make weekly vlogs, travel videos, fashion, lifestyle, all that kind of fun stuff over on my channel, which I will have linked below. And last week I got the opportunity to go to Tenerife for a week with my partner Benji, and we went for an all-inclusive break in the sunshine. It was so nice. I actually vlogged the whole thing. On one of the days we wanted to get out the hotel and have a bit of fun. So we are adrenaline junkies. We love roller coasters and water parks. So excited to go to Siam Park as it's been rated one of the best water parks in Europe. It's Thai themed, so it's really beautiful. There's some incredible big water slides to go on, but there's something for everyone, as there's a kids area, there's a massive wave pool, there's restaurants, there's little shops, and there's lounge areas. So there's so much to do and see. It's totally worth a day out. It's located in Costa Adeje in Tenerife in the Canary Islands. So if you are going out, then I do highly recommend it. And today I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips, because there were some sneaky little things that I found that I wanted to share with you. So let's roll. So my first tip may be a little obvious, but when you're booking your tickets, it is so helpful and convenient to do it in advance. So if you get them while you're in the UK at home via Attractions Tickets Direct, you get your tickets emailed to you and then you just print them off and bring them to the park with you. It's as simple as that, and it means that you can skip the queue when you're coming in, so you don't have to queue and buy a ticket on the door. You can skip through and get straight in, which is very helpful. So we actually had a deluxe all-inclusive package, but on Attractions Tickets Direct you'll see that it's super easy to navigate which package deal you want, the children and adult prices. Tickets are open dated too, so if you decide to go on a Tuesday and then you change your mind and want to go on the Wednesday, then you can. It's really easy because they're open dated. I actually highly recommend the all-inclusive band for lots of reasons, but if you do invest a little bit more, the best thing about it is the fast pass skipping the queues. We had heard on the grapevine that people were queuing 45 minutes to an hour for some rides, and with our fast passes it looked like nobody who had fast passes. You can actually buy different levels of fast passes, but the all-inclusive one gave us unlimited access to any ride, and there is fast pass on every ride apart from Tower of Power. So it was really easy. We just literally skipped the queue, and you'll see in this footage that we just went straight past people and we didn't wait for anything. So the best thing is we got to do everything 2 or 3 times. Our favorite rides, the new rides, were queuing for up to an hour, which was crazy. We actually did a head count. We passed 157 people on the Singer ride, which was insane. We got to have all-inclusive food and drink, meaning we could pick up a drink without having to carry our cash when we're walking around the park. We got to have a Copperberg, like a cider, bottles of water, and when we stopped for lunch, similarly, we just rocked up with our swimming costumes and our shorts on, and we just stopped for lunch. It was great because we had a band. If I was to do it again, and one of my best tips for anyone that wants to go is do spend that bit of extra money. You will not regret it, and do an all-inclusive band. But if you just want a casual day out, or you're going out of season, then you can just buy a standard package through Attractions Tickets Direct, and there's loads of deals on as well. So it's really easy. As Siam Park is one of the biggest attractions in Tenerife, there are lots of free buses available in lots of the main resorts. So we were actually staying in Costa Adeje, so we weren't far. We were about 10-15 minutes away. So we went to our hotel, they told us where the free bus was. It was literally a 2-minute walk around the corner, and then it came every half an hour, I think, but we got the first bus of the day and we got on really easily, and it was so nice because we didn't have to pay for it. It was just free. We didn't have to show any tickets or anything. We just got on the bus and did the same on the way home. So there was a bus waiting on outside just before 6 o'clock. We left just as the park closed, and it was just so convenient. I didn't have to worry at all. So I highly recommend getting the free bus. But if you do have a car, then make sure you do get there early, because the car park does get very busy. My next tip is to get there early. It does get very popular and very busy in the summer months. We were there beginning of June, and we actually went straight in when the park opened, and we went straight on Tower Power. So if you have the guts, then try and go on the big rides first, because they do get very busy. Particularly Tower Power doesn't have fast pass, so we went on that one first, and it was amazing to get it done first thing in the morning. It gave such an adrenaline rush and buzz for the rest of the day. It's the ride with the massive drop. It's actually over in 6 seconds, but you do get to go through a shark tank, and it is so good. So try and get there early and get the big rides done first. A nice little tip I actually picked up from a lovely lady who was serving us and gave us our all-inclusive bands was to go to locker C. So there are different lockers, A, B, C, and I think even D, empty. You'll see on this map that it was conveniently located in the center of the park, so we were walking past our locker quite frequently, meaning that we could pick up our camera or our sun cream or a towel really easily, and we didn't have to keep walking all the way over the other side of the park. And at the end of the day, when everyone is trying to pack up and leave, that locker was particularly quieter. So if you do get the chance, try and go for that one. To get a locker and a towel, you just need to give a €5 deposit. So we had one locker, 2 towels, so we gave a €15 deposit and we got that back at the end of the day, and it was really convenient. We had a key on a band that my boyfriend Benji actually strapped to his ankle, and it didn't come off or anything. It was super easy. So yeah, really nice and convenient. Locker C. If you are a female, then I highly recommend wearing a swimming costume. I actually switched and I had a high-waisted bikini bottoms on in the afternoon, which was just as good, but your bikini bottoms do rise up. These rides are quite fast, so you will be surprised. So I would highly recommend having a comfortable swimming costume or bikini, preferably something that you can throw on top as well. So if you're a guy, maybe a rash vest or a t-shirt. It is very hot, and because you're in and out the water, you just don't feel the sun. So make sure you're putting your sun cream on throughout the day, and have some layers and clothes that you can throw on if you are feeling a little bit pink or burnt. I have very fair skin, so I know what it's like. So you do want to make sure that you come prepared and you have a few things to wear, and make sure you bring some spare clothes and underwear, because you want to take your wet stuff off at the end of the day so you can travel back to your hotel in it as well. Speaking of clothes, the one thing we did notice that Siam Park was selling were water shoes, and we were very tempted to start bringing out our flip-flops throughout the day because the floor does get very hot. It's actually quite bumpy and can be quite harsh on the bottom of your feet. So not only is it a little uncomfortable, it's actually very hot. So we actually ended up just like running around the park so much we were fine, but a lot of people were wearing water shoes, or they were taking flip-flops and leaving them at the bottom of the ride. So I feel like flip-flops would be a bit of an inconvenience, and you'd have to keep like finding them and leaving them and risk somebody picking your ones up. So if you have them, especially if you have kids, then get them some water shoes. They are quite expensive in the park, so make sure you pick them up in the UK and bring them with you. Definitely save you some money and some time, but definitely water shoes or flip-flops, whatever works for you, for your feet, will be a massive lifesaver, trust me. Siam Park have rules on jewelry, hats and sunglasses, so make sure you take off all your jewelry. I took off all my bands before I went on the rides. You're not allowed those. Earrings are fine, but generally no necklaces. So there were people that had like necklaces on, guys and girls that were going to the top of a ride and then getting told to go all the way back down to take their necklaces off. So make sure you do that, because it's not something that's kind of told to you before you go in the park. You kind of go in and then you're free. So do take your jewelry off. I took my anklets off as well, so that you don't have that issue of having to walk all the way back down the ride. That would be so annoying. Similarly, you're not allowed hats or sunglasses on a lot of the rides as well. So on the lazy river, you can like wear them round, but then there is a little ride and they will ask you to take them off and just hold them in your hand. So probably best to just leave them in your locker and then get them out when you want them again. It is so important to keep hydrated. You are at a water park, you are in the sun, you're running around all day, and you want to keep hydrated. You do not want to get sunstroke or become dehydrated. So make sure you pick up bottles of water or bring a big bottle of water with you, because you're gonna need to drink it. You just kind of forget when you're in the sun and the water, but it is really important. And luckily with our all-inclusive bands, we would just rock up to one of the restaurants or the bar areas and they just gave us bottles of water, which was absolutely ideal, and it meant we didn't have to worry about money, and we were drinking quite regularly throughout the day, which was great. If you're planning to chill, or you have family members who aren't so much into the rides, or you have little ones and you want to have an area for you and your family, then I highly recommend putting your towels down first. It looked like a lot of people were like reserving their sunbeds and putting their towels down in areas that they were going to stay for the rest of the day. So we didn't do this because we were just literally on and off rides for the whole day. But if you are wanting to chill and sunbathe, the wave pool area gets very busy, so you might want to put some towels down for you and your family to sit together, or you and your partner and friends or family, whoever you're with. And they have lots of little areas around the park as well, especially around around the lazy river, there's some really nice, quiet, peaceful areas to sit and chill. And we took our books with us, so we were planning on having a little read of our books if it got really busy, but we didn't need to do that because we had fast passes, which meant we could just skip the queues. But highly recommend just popping your towels down so you know your area. If you have little ones, then this is a time where I would also suggest, obviously, either they have a band with your phone number on their wrist, or telling them a meeting place or a safe point that you can meet in case they get lost. I saw a little boy at the beginning of the day with a lifeguard who'd lost his dad, and it just made me think, if I had a little one, I'd say to them, I'd make like a focal point or something that's like easily recognizable and tell them to meet there. So make sure you kind of think about those things, because it does get very busy in the parks and kids get very excited and they run around. So there's another tip. And last but not least, if you do want to film or take photographs on any of the rides, you cannot take a camera or your iPhone or anything. The only thing you can take on is a camera that is attached to your head or a chest mount. So particularly GoPros or any kind of action cam, water cams are very popular for those rides, and I myself had a GoPro throughout the whole day, as you've seen through this video of all our footage. So I actually had it on a head cam. This meant that I could get like a good view of the rides, and it was amazing. We went on the Singer ride, which was my absolute favorite, and I had that on my head, and you can just hear me screaming throughout the whole thing. It was so good. I also read online in a few places that you need a pass or a filming pass, or bring your ID or passport, and you don't need any of that. So if you do want to film, just make sure it's attached to you and you will be fine, you'll be good to go. So they are my tips for Siam Park. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're going and you're planning a trip, then do let me know in the comments below, and I hope you have an amazing time. If you want to go and see my whole vlog for my whole day, my whole holiday, then that'll be linked below and you can go and watch that. I'm Brogan Tate XO on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat and everything else, so please do come over and follow me, and I will see you again in the future. Have a great holiday. Bye!